back to Royalty Soaps. Lily and I are wearing our matching pajamas this morning, aren't we, Lily? Dad has a set too. He's not as fond of wearing them as we are. This is my unfinished living room, but it is coming along. One day on my personal Instagram, I do plan on doing a house tour. But today's soap is champagne. I've had a ton of requests for champagne, especially during the holiday season. I think it just signifies celebration, and that is something that's great and that we like to do over here at Royalty Soaps. So grab yourself a cozy cup of joe, or tea, or cider, and let's make some soap. Normally the first thing we do is pour our lye water solution into our oils, but today we're gonna add a lot of additives and goodies into here first. First additive is colloidal oatmeal. I love the way this smells. It just smells like a really delicious baked good. We're also gonna add some kaolin clay. So let me tell you a little bit about kaolin. It adds slip to the bar, makes it really helpful if you wanna do like a shaving soap. It also helps anchor fragrances in. The downside is whenever you use a water discount, adding any sort of clay is gonna thicken up your batch even more. So I don't use it a lot, but this particular fragrance oil makes the soap run like water, so I can afford to do it today. So now I'm gonna blend those in with a stick blender until there's no more clumps. Marvelous. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add the fragrance oil. The fragrance oil we're using today is champagne from Brambleberry. Now I've never had champagne before, so I can't attest to whether or not this actually is accurate as far as fragrance goes, but it does smell effervescent, and in my opinion it smells sort of like Sprite or a lemon lime soda. Gonna dump that straight into the oils. Like I said, I know this fragrance oil really well, and I know it's gonna turn the soap to water, so it's not a big deal to add it to the fragrance oil immediately before even adding the lye in. Now we're gonna add some of the colorants in. We are using 3 different shades of gold. The first one we're adding in is Aztec Gold Mica. This is from TKB Trading. It's more of a copper color. Then we're adding in some 24 karat gold mica, also from TKB. And to make these bars really shine, we're adding in some gold dust Enviro glitter. This is one of my favorite golds ever, especially if you want something really, really sparkly. It's from Nurture Soap. And we're gonna blend these in with our immersion blender. I just know it's gonna be mesmerizing. Wonderful, now I'm going to add in the rest of my melted oils. Just pour those guys right in. Our additives are in, our fragrance oil is in, and our colorants are in. So let us add the lye water solution right down the stick blender. We've definitely come to what is a very, very, very light trace. So I'm gonna section off a little bit of this soap, pour it into my little white bucket that I got from Dollar Tree, and we're gonna add some titanium dioxide to this, just for a little bit of a unique spin. Everything has been nice and blended, so it's time to start pouring into our slab mold. The slab mold is lined and ready, so I'm gonna pour in what I think is gonna be about half of this gold base color. More like filling up the mold to half. And because I stick blended for a long time, there's no air bubbles being created because it's thick enough now. So that's a little more than half. I'd say about 2/3. Then I'm gonna take the accent color. I'm gonna drop swirl that from up pretty high. I want that to go way down in the soap. I'm getting rid of about half of my container. And then we're gonna go back in with the gold. Come down and up. Maybe 9 times, 8 or 9 times. Back in with the drop swirl. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Gonna do 8 times with this as well. Okay, I've got a little bit of my gold left. I'm just gonna get all the rest of that into the, whoopsie, into the mold. Try not to spill it all over the table. I am going to scrapey out my container. I have not scraped out the lighter color. I'm gonna put some of that on top. This fragrance oil is marvelous for top swirls. If you like decorating the top with an intricate swirl, like an elemental swirl or a Taiwan swirl, it's so good for that. I've scraped out the lighter container. I'm gonna start in a corner, and I'm just gonna get it kind of close. Go like this, you know, get all those little corners I may have missed. I'm essentially just trying to get some everywhere so that the swirl has a little bit of this color everywhere it is. Get some on my spatula, fill in those little edges while I'm scraping. It should look like a modern art painting by the time you're done. I'm sure people think that I'm, you know, being rude about modern art, but I'm not. It's not an insult. Last little bit. Awesome. Now for the gold drizzle. Wait, this is crooked. How long has that been crooked? In this container, I have some gold dust glitter. This makes the prettiest gold mica lines ever. If you're looking for a gold to do you right, this is the one. And we're putting a lot of it on this soap. I hope to use the entire little container that I have here in my hand. No bar left behind. And it is thick, so I'm having to pull it up multiple times into my pipette. Because there's so much of this drizzle on here, we're really not gonna add a whole bunch of gold glitter to the top. We are gonna add a little bit, but not too much, because this really speaks for itself. It covers us in the glitter department. All right, up in here, looking like a hot mess. We've finally gotten down to the very last little bits of the container. Just gonna squish that on the top. And then I'm taking a toothpick and I'm doing a very small swirl just to make this look less rounded, little more pointy. I think this always sort of ups the ante when it comes to gold designs on top. It takes it from looking, well, again, like a modern art painting, and then sort of brings it up to like a fancy fashion design. I don't know. All of my synonyms and my describing words they're not coming to me this very second. Maybe it looks a little Art Deco. I don't know. It just looks better. How about that? Cool. Now it's time to add the embeds. For the embeds, we have these stunning clear melt and pour soap gumballs. This is the miniature version of our little signature gumball on the top. It is going to symbolize champagne bubbles. And each one of these has a little tiny bit of glitter in there as well, just to make it look a little more bubbly. This is gonna be a chore. It is definitely gonna take me a while. And I'm pushing these down about halfway, really making sure that the cold process gets a chance to grip onto those little melt and pour soap gumballs. And we wanna do this so that when we cut the soap, it doesn't push the soap gumballs out. It doesn't reject it. These meticulous, time-intensive tasks are kind of what make these soaps look so great, because we're having to think of each individual bar. I know we're making a nice big tray of it here, but we want each individual soap to look amazing. We want each one to have a little soap gumball on top. So when doing a slab, I'm constantly reminding myself to think of the individual bars and not just how it looks on top in slab form, because that's not what the finished product is. The finished product is in bars. So there's your little soap making tip of the day. Always visualize each bar of soap instead of the thing as a whole, even though it's nice when it looks like this as a whole too, because this makes a really pretty picture when it's time to photograph the top. Hey, that took just as long as you think it did. So I'm gonna spritz the top with rubbing alcohol. That always makes any sort of glycerin soap look amazing. Just spritz the top, which is why soaps look really cool when they're wet. For the final little bit, I'm gonna take some biodegradable gold glitter in my 1/16 of a teaspoon measure here. And I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle that on the top. It's gonna catch the light sitting on the bubbles, which I think will be a really cool effect. And generally, it's just gonna add that one extra layer of pizzazz. We're gonna spritz one more time with rubbing alcohol, seal in that glitter really good, and we're done. Here's a little close-up of the soap bars. I love all the little bubbles floating on the top, and it's so cool when they're shiny because of the rubbing alcohol. So I'm gonna be back in 18 to 24 hours to split the slab into loaves and then cut the loaves into bars. Oh, Rosalind, my beautiful dame. How happy I am to have you in my life. And the champagne bars aren't looking too shabby. Okay, I've lined it up perfectly, I believe. So let's push this on through. Oh yes, it's splitting all the little embeds and not dragging them. I'm so happy. Let's see on the inside what we think about it. Oh yeah, look at all those swirls in there. It looks beautiful. Oh, I'm really glad I decided to put that gold on top too. That really like just pulls it all together. These gloves, look, once they get sticky and you put them on once, they like will not go all the way on your fingers. They refuse. Anyway, we have split the slab into loaves, so let's cut some of the loaves into bars. Go line this up. Got those two little bitty end pieces for samples. Pull out this one. Yes, look at that on the inside. So you can see where the cutter split all these little bubbles on top. It looks exactly how I imagined it would. And look at that top. Look at all the little bubbles and the sparkles. And I know you can't see it very well, but the inside is definitely shimmering as well. I know a lot of people are gonna ask me if that glitter is gonna stay on your body, but it's not. I'm sorry if you really wanted glitter. You should just get a body gel that has glitter in it if you really want that, because these little micron sizes, they'll just rinse right off with the bath water, which is good without we use a biodegradable glitter on top, because it is going down the drain and it is not sticking to you. I think most people are gonna be happy about that though. Oh, the smell is so good. It smells just like Sprite. Or if you don't have Sprite where you live, it smells just like lemon lime soda. I've never actually had champagne before, so I cannot confirm nor deny that it smells like actual champagne. So the question of the day is, do you like champagne flavored items? So not scented, flavored. Because I know there are like specialty lollipops out there and little gummy bears and stuff like that that has the flavor of champagne, which again can't confirm nor deny that it actually tastes like champagne, but I know some people have got to be out there where like the champagne flavor or like champagne infused chocolate and stuff is just their favorite thing. I will also leave a section in the question of the day for girl, I have never had champagne flavored anything. What are you talking about? In my defense, I too have never had anything champagne flavored, but if you would like to vote in the question of the day, you can click the I in the upper right hand corner of the screen. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment down below. I super love the smell, but the soap bubbles on top are really, I think, what pulls the whole design together. Isn't that right? Yes. Thank you. We've got so many more soaps coming up for the holiday season, and yes, for those of y'all asking, we are doing the 12 days of Soapmas this year. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, whether that is cozying up in your flannel PJs and enjoying the cold weather, or lighting a candle and simply reading your favorite magazine. Just be sure you do something that makes you happy, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. You say bye-bye.